I'm Perry Nemroff from Collider Jedi Council, and this is Craft Brews and Geek News.
So welcome everybody to another episode of the Brewmasters Club cast. Here is what you have to look forward to in tonight's episode.
So Dane, if you're going to do that, if you're going to rip Velcro off by the microphone of your iPad, will you please just put it on mute while you do so and then, unmute it again?
Good call.
Oh, you guys are so sensitive.
That's a microphone joke. You get that? He's like, I had no idea.
You're hurting me.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I said, what's the Spanish term for Cinco de Mayo?
Oh.
That is it.
I know.
That's like way too long.
Sabado de Mayo.
Sabado is the made-up Spanish word.
No,
What's
Sabado?
the
Cinco is the Spanish word.
Spanish?
Fuck.
Well, I'm talking about the week, the day of the week. Trace.
All right.
Dough.
So,
You don't count the one.
I count the one. You do in Spanish.
No. You go 3.
That was probably the most uncomfortable beer review I've ever heard. The Hindenburg has a lot to learn from your fucking beer review.
Whatever, man. Fucking kick the shit out of you.
Smell that glass. Yeah.
smells like glass. You're right.
This wasn't brewed with an extract.
It was brewed with extra Satan. I get it.
Excuse me.
All I was going to say on this one is I've been looking forward to it for a hot minute, and cask and you shall receive.
Oh,
That is delicious. Quite tasty.
Sometimes I wonder how he does it.
Man.
sometimes I wonder why he does it.
Those are both the same answer. Basically, what we're doing here, or what they're doing here, is they're going to turn the moon into a Wawa. Don't drop the kids off at a brewery and show up at grandma's. The worst idea I've ever had. Let's start the show.
Thought we were starting.
Welcome to the official podcast of the Brewmasters Club, Craft Brews and Geek News. Sit back, pour yourself a pint, and let's get into it. Now here's the founder of the Brewmasters Club and your host, Donnie Gallagher.
Good evening, craft beer fans. This is the Brewmasters Club, Craft Brews and Geek News. We are here, full panel. Wow. For the really first time that we've ever done a live episode in this kind of format. I'm joined by my good friend, Mr. Dano. How are you?
Hey,
How, buddy?
driving out there, but looks like a good time.
You are here. You're here, not just in spirit. You're here. Also,
I'll take it.
yep, take it. Also joined by Mr. Lossman here.
Hola.
Mr. Sombrero.
Mr. Sombrero for the current.
Why are you wearing the sombrero?
Because it's Cinco de Mayo.
There we go. And last but not least, our Mr. Cook Kitchen Man himself, Brewed Boy 813.
I'm here, guys. Glad to be here on this panel tonight, and just got done brewing some beer. But I'm sure we'll talk a little bit about that in a minute.
So we're going to open up with a little bit of what we were doing this evening. First off, we have a very beer-centric episode ahead of us. So just bear with us. But essentially, Ryan, go ahead and give the good people a little brief for the last 2.5 hours of this evening leading up to here. I'm just looking out the kitchen there.
No, definitely. Well, while Stoney was cooking crawfish and corn and putting all that together, I was brewing a pineapple wheat beer, which, we don't have the pineapple in there just yet. That comes in about 3 days. But it was a really neat, simple process. And, we were just gathered around together, drinking beers, brewing beer, brewing food, cooking food. It was just a really neat time, really neat experience.
Eating crawdads. Boy, bean.
And we're missing you, Dane.
It's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
I had a steak, so whatever. Take it as it is, but
Happy Cinco de Mayo. Way to celebrate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little
Thank
carne.
you.
Yeah.
As I'm digging into my Texas Roadhouse steak, I'm like, wait a second. I should be drinking a Modelo and eating a taco, but I'm not.
That's okay. Texas is close enough to Mexico.
Don't think.
We'll take it.
Yeah.
So as we always do every single episode, at least now that we're doing our format, we drink first and we ask questions later. Essentially what we're doing is we have a lot of beers to cover this evening. We've got local beers as local as 20 miles away. We've got less than that. We got beers literally 20 inches away, right? that this gentleman over here brewed. So we've got a lot to cover. So it's going to be very beer-centric. We've got a very packed show. We're going to try and get through as much as we can. But the first and most important part of Craft Brews and Geek News is, of course, the Craft Brews. And it doesn't get much craftier than the beer that we are going to talk about this evening. So to kick things off, and Dane, I don't know if you want to kick things off, but we have a lot to talk about here. Are you drinking anything this evening very special or unique, my friend?
I am not drinking anything special or unique to the celebration of Cinco de Mayo. I am drinking the Highland Brewing Company Cold Mountain.
That was probably the most uncomfortable beer review I've ever heard. You were like, first off, you know what it is. Second off,
I was like,
it's already been here.
You've never tasted it, but you know about it already.
Ooh, that flatline almost instantaneously. The Hindenburg has a lot to learn from your fucking beer review.
So what we're going to do, Dane, just because we have about 1,000 beers to review, we're going to go through these very quickly. First off, Laos brought one of the Magic Hat Winter Rollers in. It's a hoppy brown ale. I've had it before. It is, I will tell you right now, it's not my favorite. But you know what it's reminiscent of is a cask ale, which we actually do have. So I would love to see it, don't you think? Mm-hmm. It's not as bourbony. It's not very, very, very potent, but it's definitely got that extra kick. 6.2% alcohol, so it is still a little bit high up there. But what made you grab that besides the price point?
Can I talk the price point?
You can.
Okay, so the price point for this particular beer was a shopping cart shuffled off to the side corner of an ABC Liquors where there was just a sign taped casually to the front that said 99 cents, just in general. And there were several other beers in there, which... they were all holiday beers that you can clearly tell weren't sold over the holidays.
Clearly.
So, I figured it was worth a shot. If the price was right, let's go ahead and dive into it. It was described on the bottle as a hoppy brown ale, which that's kind of right up my alley. So I figured I'd give it a shot. I actually haven't tasted it yet.
So in my opinion, it tastes more like a winter warmer than anything else. Which is right up the same line. They're hoppy brown ales, so they're usually cask or there's some sort of fuller body brown or something like that. It's not my particular cup of tea. Christian Roberts, I know, loves these beers. I just don't prefer them, so that's just me. What do you think, Dane? Do you like winter warmers at all?
No, not really.
Yeah, not my thing. But that's okay. So next, again, we're going to speed round these. So we're going very quick. If you have questions, please do use the hashtag Brewmasters Club or hashtag Brewmasters Club Cast. You can also reach all of us. Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram.
Sneezing directly into the mic.
At Brewmasters Club. That's going to be cut out. Don't.
It's going to be funny if you leave it in, though.
All right. Now I have to. Because if you reference it later, I
Moving on.
I had to riff off a little bit.
So, what we're about to try next is a beer that I brewed and I feel pretty proud of. I think you'll smell a lot of citrus notes there as Donnie takes a sniff. This is the IPA that I just recently brewed. I think the carbonation is going to be there. I did bottle it on Monday, so sometimes it takes a week or so before it gets really carbonated, but definitely going to have a lot of different hop flavors. It's got 3 different types of hops and a lemon drop hop, which is going to be a really good finish on that. Nice and cloudy, little orange tint to it, I think.
I think that foam is probably on par. Set your cup down.
I didn't over pour it quickly. So.
No, yeah, it's good. No, I think it's actually not bad.
Now, when you dropped that lemon, was it an accident or was that?
What do you mean you put lemon drop in it?
Well, no, the hop itself was a lemon hop. So you should definitely pick up some notes of that citrus.
Yeah, you can smell it.
It's very citrusy. What do you think, Dane?
I like it. I want to taste it.
Does need a couple more days to fully come together, I think. But other than that, it's definitely got the hops to it. Actually, one of the hops has a 14.2 alpha acid level, which is really up there in the scheme of things. The other one's got 12, and then the lemon drop one is more of a 4. I think it's pretty tasty.
The only thing that I smell that's a little bit different about it, it's almost maybe just because it's not quite ready yet. It needs to age a little bit because it's almost buttery still.
I wanted to get it ready for the podcast, so I was pushing it a little bit. I still have a couple at home that might be better as the week goes on.
I would buy this Honestly, I would.
Yeah.
There is
See,
it's like a
but
banana lemon.
I take
Yeah,
this,
it
take,
is.
take
Banana
this
lemon.
with a grain of salt, but I brewed this beer for Laos because I know how much you love IPAs now.
Oh yeah.
And you share them quite frequently on the podcast. So I was like, I actually had you in mind as I brewed. And I was like, if I can impress Laos, then that's all I care about on this beer.
I've already said
So,
I would buy this.
It is a little soft. It's actually also got some flakes too, so it kind of blends the malt better. And it's supposed to give a little bit of a better head. But I think maybe after a couple more days, swirl it around a little bit. But I think after a couple more days, I mean, the flavor's definitely there. It just needs that bite. That finished bite.
Yeah.
I think.
This is quite tasty, though. I do like the progress.
This is
It's
better than the
fantastic.
Spartan Kick. I'll give it that.
Yeah. Oh, Bill,
Really
you
is.
hear that, Dano?
This is a better
Oh,
beer than
bud.
the Spartan Kick.
They're gunning for you.
Whatever, man. Fucking kick the shit out of you.
See, and then, and it's funny that you would retort with an actual
And this is the same
Spartan Kick.
similar recipe.
No, completely different.
Okay.
Yeah, completely different
Don't
recipe
keep
from the Spartan
don't
Kick.
keep your chest free there.
Spartan Kick, we used a lot of malt, or powdered malt, if you will, and we threw that all in. This is actually all grain.
I really like that.
Yeah,
That's by far my favorite beer of yours.
This is definitely my favorite of
Thank
yours.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
So should we go red or should we go pineapple? If the
Let's
pineapple's
go-
the Coupe de Gras, then
Let's
I'm
go
gonna go
red,
Okay.
and then we'll go pineapple. I think we're gonna find the same situation with the red not being fully carbonated yet, but at least the alcohol is there. Ooh,
Who stuck one of
Actually-
in here?
That's
No,
a red.
it's fine.
He
I
fills up.
recycle.
He's very
Oh.
lazy on the rebottling.
let's see if I get it.
Got so excited.
Okay, we've got some action here.
Action.
Show that to the
We got
camera.
Dotson.
Now, don't someone on the keyboard so they can
Yeah, right.
taste
Now
it.
this
You gotta
this
smash
is
it in
actually
there.
carbonating quite nicely from what I can tell. So that's a good sign.
No one else gets to hold anything over my Mac except for me.
Yeah, pour you some more in there.
So, in the meantime, while this is pouring up, give us the rundown on this bad boy.
So this one, what I did on the first red that I brewed, I had a caramel 120 Breeze. I knocked this one down to an 80 because
Breeze, what is Breeze? You gotta explain it.
that's the specific malt. It's good for mostly darker porter beers, but it gives off a nice red color. So if you're not using any black malts or anything like that to get that porter flavor, then it's a good red color. It should be a little malt forward, hopefully blended nicely with the flakes that I used here. But the head at least is a lot better than it was on Tuesday night or Wednesday night when I drank this. So I don't know. What are your thoughts?
I know. Let's try it.
Cheers.
Ooh, I already tried it. I ruined everything. Sorry.
All right, a little more carbonation. Still needs to. It's still a little buttery, but I think the flavor's there.
It's browner than more amber is what I get out of it.
Yeah.
It's really sweet.
Yeah.
Sweeter compared to other, but no, it's good. It's still very drinkable. Again, this is also better than the Spartan Kick.
Oh boy, Dane, you're not exactly batting 1,000 there.
It's
champ.
not Dane. Dane didn't have anything to do with it.
Nah, it's got his name all over it.
One thing that I'm learning.
You guys are about to get kicked multiple times into the chest. So
I don't know. I still have. I have a Spartan Kick right there. We can crack open
Do it.
at this
each time
point.
you talk shit about the Spartan
Let's
Kick,
do the Spartan Kick before we do the
more
pineapple
death
for
and
sure.
destruction onto your
No, it's warm.
Oh, yeah.
Fire
nasty.
Osprey?
I think
Sure.
what I'm learning as I brew each beer though is just how to make it a little bit better each time and try to make different tweaks and get different perspectives. I'm still looking for that beer that's like okay.
Yeah.
I finally
this
made
is
it.
This is the great beer.
It's getting there. and,
Your IPA was really good though. That was really good.
That was delicious.
I really enjoyed that.
awesome. At least it's getting that. I'm getting that bite out of this one that I didn't get that the other day.
This is good.
That one wasn't my favorite, but it's okay. It's good. It's a work in progress.
Yep.
Pineapple. And then we're gonna go on to designer beers, or do you want to save, or do you want to go rum?
Well, so
Whoa,
if we
that
go
was
there, we're not coming back because the taste buds are gonna be
Okay,
off.
okay.
There's also.
It's not in the fridge. So this one you got to be a little careful. 'cause
I
it
want to
can
get a
foam
very,
up.
I want to get a very clean
Really
glass because
nice.
I really want to be pure on this. Okay. So folks keeping score at home. I'm most excited about this beer
It
because
does foam quite well.
it's okay.
Looks like looks
Sorry,
like your
sorry.
logo.
That's gorgeous.
Love it. Yeah, love it.
That is so pretty.
It is pretty.
Last
I'm
one.
most excited about this because as I've made it very clear, call me whatever you want.
I love pineapple, and I love coconut, and I love IPAs, and I love wheat beers. And so
Well, this is the last of the batch.
what I was trying to find was the perfect marriage of a pineapple beer that I could be proud of.
Smell that glass. Yeah.
Smells like glass, you're right.
It's clearly glass.
Well, this
Jesus
this is
Christ.
round 1 of what we just brewed tonight, so hopefully round 2 stays consistent.
Just thinking of my big old schnoz in there.
That glass, that's perfect time for that glass.
Stick that old dongler in there.
So we'll see, just so you can give us a little peek. See,
Ooh.
it's very good. Looks good.
Ooh.
Good bubbles.
Yeah.
Good head. Good residual head too. I mean, it's taking its time, which is what it should.
Oh yeah.
I'm giving it just a
Ooh.
second or two more. Ooh, describe it. Go ahead. Go.
Ah! It has a bite. It certainly has a
Is
bite.
it strong? Is it sweet? Is it sour? What is it? Describe besides bite.
It does have a slight bit of sour to it, but it's very much so sweet.
Is there alcohol? Is it overpowering? Is it seem like it's
Doesn't
over
taste
gravity?
like any sort of like gasoline.
Oh no,
type
there's
of,
alcohol in there.
Yeah. No,
If you had one of those on an empty stomach, you'd be kicking.
really.
I'm hoping it lives up to what Donnie's been anticipating, to be honest with you.
Honestly, it tastes like a triple because there's hints of banana in it.
It does, yeah.
But like hints of that banana flavor. But
It's a nice. We had it last week when we were on the beach. It was a nice, crisp, refreshing. It does have a little bit of a sour note too. I think that comes from the pineapple.
Sour. It's
Yeah.
sour. Yeah.
But not in a bad way. I
No,
don't think.
it's good because this I like it.
because dude,
I
that
like it.
aroma is just
So Dane,
haunting.
just because you're tuning in at home, you know, it's imagine like imagine a pineapple flavored blue moon. You know what I mean? Like it's sour to the point of where like a blue moon is sour, but it's not a full blown sour. You know, a nice sour beer like they make. Like TBC makes a really good sour, and my wife loves sours. It's not a raspberry flavor. It's not a real strong lemon flavor. It's like it's really is pineapple. It's like the sour part of a pineapple mixed with like almost an IPA / wheat. So it's got like, if you can imagine a blue moon with like a tint of pineapple, that's exactly what it tastes like.
Yeah, it's definitely a different sort of flavor profile. It hits you in different ways because it's not something that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not something that I've had before, and there's still ways to balance this out. It could be because when you pour, excuse me.
Just gonna leave that in.
It could be.
I mean,
Satan.
here's the situation with this particular beer. This wasn't brewed with an extract.
It was brewed with extra Satan. I get it.
Excuse me. What it is, the reason why it's so foamy, the reason why it has all that punch is because I actually used half of a can of Dole's pineapple juice within 1 gallon of beer. So that's why it's so foamy, it's frothy. It maybe overtook some of the actual elements of the beer itself.
I'm thinking
in
about how
some cases.
how you do it. I don't know
You
if you use that much Doles next time.
Yeah, cut it down. I was afraid I wasn't using enough, to be honest with you. Well,
yeah, continue.
No, I was just gonna say. I think, given that it's really a different twist to a beer. It definitely is drinkable in many cases, but
Go ahead, Lossman.
yeah,
It tastes like the Dole pineapple lady got into a food fight with the Dos Equis guy.
kind of.
Dole Sickies?
Yes, Dole Equis. That's a perfect name. Oh.
I think what it is that because so and correct me if I'm wrong, but Ryan when he made this beer, he basically poured in about, like you said, the half a can, but he did it 3 days after it was starting fermentation. So
After primary fermentation.
So what it tastes like is that all the sugar from your pineapple juice has been eaten up and converted to alcohol, which means it's probably pretty high. Did you measure?
Well, that was the thing. It was hard to actually measure this one because
The
could get
OG
the
is
first
so much
reading,
different
But
than-
then after you add the pineapple, it just kicks it through the roof, and that's where I think
So
we're
you
getting that sour
Yeah.
sort of connotation to this.
I think the sugars have been
So-
eaten up and converted to alcohol, and I think it's literally just leaving the sour, which is why it's so
Possibly.
sour. So I would do less pineapple next
less
time.
pineapple. Well, we
Do it-
have
cut it in
less
half.
room
Yeah.
on this batch, so
Cut it in half and see if it does anything else. 'Cause
I think-
it may make it less sour.
I might actually just wait till maybe 7 days into this batch. Maybe give it like a full week so that it's not fermenting with the pineapple as long. I don't know.
Fermentation's, it might be done at that point or
Yeah.
near done. So I
Well,
don't know.
7 days usually is a good turnaround time, but Maybe
I would
I'll
just
wait
do
a
half
couple
as much
more
pineapple.
days. Yeah.
I would just do half. I would do the same timeline. Anyways,
Is it disappointing for what you were hoping for, or is
no,
it
it's
okay?
it's close
I
to
love
what
it.
I was
Okay.
dreaming it was.
Okay,
It's
good.
not there yet, but it's very close.
Well, that's why we keep trying, because it's not about perfection on the first round.
That's right. That's the beauty of it. Holy shit!
I really like it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad to hear that, Loss. I appreciate that.
Yeah, man.
Here, keep
Oh.
it.
Good work. Oh, thank you.
Should we go? Should
Might
we
be
go?
little bits in there, but that's okay.
Buddy.
All those bits are is just the whatever gets reactivated during the fermentation or during the bottling phase, because it's still creating that carbonation, is just leftover.
All right.
That's a
all
lot of
good.
science. I'm gonna say those are the chewy parts.
Continue. He calls those the num
the
bits.
chewy bits. Yep.
So-
Little Uncle Louse wants to do you wrong.
So first off, Ryan, this is the. Thank you, Ryan. First off, that was very good.
Thank you guys.
Good
I'm glad
job,
you enjoyed
Master
it.
Brewmaster, right here.
Hey,
Give a round of
let's not give me
applause.
the
Very
master
good.
title. Let's just say brewer.
That's good.
for now.
Brewmasters Club, Brewmaster. That's what we talked
Wait till
about.
batch
Yeah,
30. That's where we're gonna be in
Okay,
prime,
all right.
prime
Very
condition.
good. Good job, Ryan.
Yep.
So we.
What's this? Oh, that's my red.
This is what we talked about last week, and this is the spring release. So this beer right here it's made by Marker 48. It's a double IPA. It's a DIPA, and it's bottled, packaged, produced, and brewed 10 miles from Weeki Wachee Springs, which is a natural Florida wonder, right? I mean, you've been there many times.
Absolutely.
You been? Yep.
Since I was a kid, absolutely.
So this is bottle number 237 of 325.
Wow.
It's really hard to see. But essentially it was released on 427. So that is 429, excuse me. That is just a few days ago, right?
Yep.
Today is Cinco de Mayo, of course. So this beer is literally 6 days old.
Wow.
Amazing.
Beautiful.
If you've never had a beer that is less than a week old, besides what you make at
Besides
home.
what we just
Yeah.
had.
But this is
But this one was in
process.
But this is a
Yeah.
commercially brewed beer. So there's not that your beer is different. I'm just saying there are subtle differences. ABV of 10.9, 10.6.
Jesus.
So it's a bit of a schnocker. But this is the beer that we talked about last week that essentially was brewed, of course, as a double IPA. And then it was aged for over 3 weeks, 50 feet underwater in the springs. So our buddy ABC Gus talked about this in great detail as I open this bad boy up and get ready to pour. ABC Gus told us a little bit about this. He said, when you brew beer and then you place it into an oak barrel like that and you hope to try and pull some of these flavors, there is a concern because at the lower temperatures, right, at 74, 68, wherever it may be, at the center, at the bottom 50 feet underwater of the natural spring, it may not pull those flavors off the oak that you were hoping it would. So he said sometimes you get an adverse effect, but it doesn't necessarily mean that the beer is going to be bad. It just means that the beer will not pull those flavors off that smoky, oaky barrel as you expected it to. So I get that. I totally understand that. But what I told Gus was that the reason that we found this beer so interesting is because it is literally the epitome of what we're talking about for local craft beers and how they become a household name, how they stay relevant, how they stay top of mind, and how they get shelf life because they can find a niche way to overcome being outnumbered because there's 5,300 breweries, and I brought this up to the GM Cindy at Marker 48, and I said, hey, do you think you guys can attribute that to why you're so relevant? And she said, absolutely. She said, that's what we do. We do this and we do a number of other things, but go ahead.
Oh, I've been looking forward to trying this since we
I've
talked
wanted
about
this
it.
for a hot minute.
All right. Cheers, Dane. We're cheersing to you,
Yes.
man. I'm sorry.
Cheers.
This is to spring release.
Now, see, I don't like a lot of barrel-aged beers.
Neither do I.
But this, I think, because maybe what Gus was saying didn't take as a strong effect as normal. Because
It didn't.
It's an IPA, so you don't really get a lot of barrel-aged IPAs. That's for the darker beers normally.
Right.
So maybe that was just the right delicate amount, or right delicate balance, was to make sure that it was in a barrel, it was aging underwater, so it didn't get all those flavors and make it overpowering.
Yeah.
So I kind of like that. Now, a side story there, I spoke to a friend of mine whom, their father owns Zephyr Hills Brewery, and they said that being 50 feet underwater might have been the optimal, kind of
aging
process because no air can get in. So maybe it was
and
just
the temperature is
the
right.
blend of everything coming together. Like can't oversaturate the IPA, can't get the oxygen in there because that beer is fantastic.
Well, the thing is too, and I'm sorry, I'll let you go. The thing is too, like you're either trying for a cask ale or you're trying to age a beer like you just said, like in the perfect environment, right?
Yeah.
And so like maybe that's what they were trying to do. Put it in the best little hands they can, which is a cask, and then submerge it to the best little environment. Right?
Yeah.
That could be the ideal. Go ahead, Austin.
All I was going to say on this one is I've been looking forward to it for a hot minute, and cask and you shall receive.
Oh,
That is delicious. Quite tasty.
Sometimes I wonder how he does it.
sometimes I wonder why he does it.
Those are both the same answer, but
Other times,
let's move on.
But the thing, it's really for anybody out there that's not a fan of having a barrel aged drink, or barrel aged beer. This is sort of the perfect blend. It's very light on the barrel, if you will. And at least that's my take, because I don't feel like I would get sick of drinking this, because after Hunapoo Day, that kind of ruined me for barrel aged beers. But
yeah, it was aged in a bourbon barrel, but it doesn't taste overly.
Taste.
I'm
like
telling
it
you,
was.
the unfortunate truth. We're about to get messed up.
The unfortunate truth
is that we also have the rum aged one, which is.
That one's muy caliente.
That one's probably gonna knock us on our asses. So we'll see. I think your wife is here.
Come on in.
Perfect.
Here, try this beer.
Slide over just a bit.
There you go.
Hi, Ash.
Hi, hello.
Hi, Ashley. Try that beer.
Ashley's here. Now
Ashley's
the whole
on the
team's
cast.
here.
Ashley.
I got you. Look.
Is that yours?
No, I wish.
That would be amazing if it was. I was say, wow, you really got this down pat.
How you doing?
Hi,
I'd be opening a brewery tomorrow.
Hi, it's
Would you
okay.
like to borrow my hat? I feel like you're a fan of
Oh,
hats.
I'm
You can
totally
get in a
down
little
for the
closer.
hat.
Yeah, okay.
Sweet.
It's pretty sweet.
It is
right.
sweet.
We're Cinco De
Nicely
Mayo.
done.
Yep.
Sweet. How's it going, y'all?
We were just trying the spring release.
Yeah, that's
It is
delicious.
so good.
Yeah, you
Ooh.
can have some mine
It
too
is
if you want.
good.
All right, so I just had a couple talking points here, just because the folks at Market 48 gave us such a great time. So essentially, what they're doing is they have.
It looks like Ashley's drinking
Am I supposed to-
a beer.
am I supposed to
like
talk out of this?
Giant beer.
Can I talk about this?
She looks
Big
like
as
she's
a
drinking
face.
like a huge beer.
Get to the face. So essentially, what I wanted to talk about, what they said is really important. And I think again, it's a fun way to be different from a regular brewery.
Absolutely.
They have a passport program. So essentially, what it was first year was $100. This year it's $70. And what you do is you buy it for the first of the year. So January you buy this, or you can buy it now in June or July or wherever it may be. And you get they do a small batch beer every week. And so you basically show your passport, and every week that you come to the brewery, you get a small batch beer for free.
Huh.
And so you get to try everything. And if you can get 10 to 25, you get prizes. So I'll list the prizes, and it's a great value. It goes $70 for a passport of beers. It's fantastic. Even if you buy it now in May, it's still a good deal. At the end of the year, if you can get, I think so it's 48 stamps, you actually get a 20-ounce beer glass that you keep in the brewery, and then every fill you have is regular price, but you get 20 ounces. So
Nice.
it's cool. So there's other prizes too. So it's like a door prize. Basically, if you get 10 to 25 stamps, you're qualified to win a $100 gift card.
Nice.
Pretty sweet. You get a passport. You could. $25 food vouchers. There's a whole bunch of crap that you can get. If you get 26 to 35 stamps, you can get all that stuff. Plus, you can actually get a chance to brew a beer with their brewers, which is very cool.
That's cool.
Yeah, you would love that, because you would just
Yeah.
sit there asking questions all day and writing down shit. Yeah, it'd be great.
Oh, so that's what
Can you drink whilst you brew? That would be a question.
You absolutely
I had.
Probably can.
So 36 to 48 stamps, and you get a one-night stay on a private island with these guys, and you get to do a guided fishing trip, which is really cool.
Oh, nice.
So I highly suggest. I mean, for $70, it's a pretty good deal. You can go out there and just really enjoy yourself. They're about 5 miles away from Wikiwachi Springs, 30 miles here from Land O'Lakes, 40 miles maybe from Tampa. So definitely suggest checking them out. I love these guys. Cindy at the bar was great, and I highly suggest this beer is amazing.
Oh.
It's so
Tasty.
tasty.
They had quite a few. It's a double IPA too. I mean,
Yeah.
it's really strong.
So
but
You know,
it's smooth.
that's the thing.
So
Like, even
smooth.
though you're still getting the hot flavor, I know we're still talking about it, but the barrel age process really tones it down too.
No.
You know,
There's only a hint
love
of
it.
like barrel in that. Though.
There really is,
Yes,
but
it's
there's
very-
it's,
yeah, very
it's
small.
still very. I mean, it's a fantastic beer. And it
Also-
comes in at what, 10%, something like that.
10. I think it's almost 11. It's like
Oof.
10 and a half. Yeah, it's pretty.
I was gonna say, you know, with a beer passport, if you get into trouble, Jason Bourne style, at another brewery, they can extradite you to your own home brewery. I feel like it's part of it. Probably
could.
not by helicopter, but you know, that's also probably not part of it. That's not part of it.
Sweet.
Because they
That's
have
the
a
end of it.
whole
That's the end of that joke.
lifeguardy beach theme.
Okay.
Yeah, the whole Jason Bourne thing didn't
So
work
to keep things moving along, because we are about
Get away from
halfway.
Jason Bourne.
We are literally halfway through, so
Oh
we
my
got to
God,
keep
we have
things
more
moving.
beers.
Yes.
Yep.
We have plenty more beers, so we're
For real?
gonna keep pouring the beers. Yeah, and we'll
Perfect timing.
we'll get you some
Are you
glasses.
You can share with smaller ones.
Yeah, well, I'll be fine.
And-
I just got here.
Oh, I know.
So to keep things moving along, what we're gonna do is keep moving on with the stories. Since this is a full blown actual cast that we're gonna do
It
tonight,
is.
not just a one off. Essentially, I've got some things that I thought like you would probably like to talk about. Maybe you too. I don't know. But the first story that we have
Love you
here
too.
is essentially there was southern food or southern winemaking and brewing. You've been to the store
Yeah,
before
of
on
course.
Florida Ave.
Yeah, great
So-
store.
So they had this news story that, of course, like Action News, brought out, which was so crazy or whatever. But there were kids that were smashing rocks and throwing things in the parking lot. Did you see it on Facebook? You may or may not have. So they were forced to put up rules in their brewery to keep children from acting out like crazy.
Ah.
And this made local news, which I think is straight up embarrassing.
Yeah.
Yep.
But here are
Was
the
there
rules.
nothing else good to talk about?
Here's the basically the outline of the story. Owners at a local brewery said they were forced to post rules regarding kids' behaviors and after children have repeatedly run around unsupervised, destroying property. They had to post the following rules: no running, no yelling, no screaming, no throwing rocks or other objects, no tampering with a fire pit or damaging other property.
So no fun?
No fun.
So no fun for little kids. But like honestly, it's a brewery.
Yeah.
It's a freaking brewery.
Yeah.
Is there anything wrong with that?
No.
Why
okay,
was this
well,
news?
I mean, we went to that Crooked Thumb a couple weeks ago, and there were kids everywhere. It was some event that they had on the 15th, and they were running, screaming. There was bounce houses and bubbles and like all these other different things. It was a great time.
Well, this is
And-
what I think. If I could have an opinion, I
Absolutely.
think like for breweries, there's a certain time and a place. If you're having a kid event, different story.
Well,
but if you're
true.
running business hours, you obviously aren't going to want kids. You know what I mean? Effing around.
But I mean,
in
what
your
were they
store, doing
vandalizing?
stuff.
I mean,
like,
that-
that's
I
just
mean-
Like this
stupid.
video. They
Oh, wow.
like literally
Terrible.
they took rocks
Terrible.
and scratched the palm trees and
Sure.
just like messed them up.
Parents,
Were they
they
just
control
trying to
your
write their
children.
name?
They weren't. Like you can see video. Like it's
Yeah, it's not how stable
Well,
palms
how
work.
young were these kids? I guess is
small. They were small.
Ah,
they were
okay.
far too
Maybe?
small. Yeah,
Sure.
they were
Children.
under 7.
So then they should say parents must chaperone their kids at all times or something like that.
No
I mean, that would have
children.
been like.
Yeah.
The reason
What
I-
hap- I mean, how are you going to keep a 4-year-old kid from running? Ours runs all the time.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's okay. The difference between running and being a dick.
True.
There's a huge
That's
difference.
true. That's true. No
Just
one
saying.
likes a dick.
They
Depends
get
how
the
you're doing
kids
it,
some
but,
food.
yeah.
Hell, I mean, I don't condone giving them a beer, but
No.
just, it's probably a bad idea.
Terrible children.
Yeah, let's get kids hammered.
No.
It's not working.
No, I
No.
get it. No, there's got to be
Brewmasters
rules.
Club is not in green.
No,
green.
we're
No.
not.
agree with
Oh,
that.
I said.
No
I,
indoors.
I even said. I
No.
clarified that. Don't condone. But I mean, it's just. I mean, that certain area is. I mean, it's close to houses.
Well, it's
I get it.
It's ridiculous that makes news that you have to yell at kids for.
Yeah.
If negligent parents are gonna go to breweries, then guess what? Like stop going to breweries.
Yeah, with your children.
Maybe get a
Fill a
babysitter.
growler
Yes.
and take it home,
Yeah.
Exactly.
Don't
Or-
condone unless you brew your own.
or
No.
bring a Nintendo
Oh,
Switch.
and then you can condone.
Don't
Well,
condone
that's up
it.
to you.
No, I do.
I don't brew my own.
Or have them bring their Nintendo Switch and keep them occupied. There you go.
Oof.
Was Wi-Fi provided? Maybe that was why they all ran all over the place.
Wi-Fi is provided at
There
that
you
place.
go.
But
Huge fan of this.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, this is a roulette.
yeah,
That's
sure,
still a
why
good
not?
beer.
All
I
right.
can only
It's
hope
in
that I
on.
brew a beer like this one day. Not the same, just a nice.
You gotta buy the
perfect
spring
beer.
first.
Yeah, that's
It was.
I was gonna sneak in at night and just throw
Just
the.
sink a tank.
Take your
Her mermaid show. I was like, what
jug.
the fuck?
You just put it right in the middle and just rag as ale. It says it on the
That's
side.
the name of the next
newest
beer.
mermaid.
Rye Guys Ale.
It should be rag as rye.
Oh,
Yum yum.
that means I have to do a rye beer.
Well, I don't know.
You heard it here,
You
folks.
figured it out, Bill Nye. Bill Rye.
Bill Rye.
Oh, Jesus Christ, he missed that
Bill
one.
Rye, the brewer guy.
I'll try and edit that
Bill
out.
Rye.
I'm in your corner. I'll try.
I preach.
All right, so
It's actually we share this corner. There's 4 of us.
so the next piece of
Okay.
news that we go into, since we're transitioning out of the beer section necessarily, now we're gonna keep pouring beers for everybody here, but
Jesus.
we are going to
Might
go
need that
into
somewhere,
the
man.
next section,
Okay.
which is essentially the local
light.
news, and of course like our sponsor that we always have, which at the current moment is the Temple Terrace Craft Brew Fest. Big fans of Temple Terrace Craft Brew Fest. Ryan will be there. I will be there. Ashley will be there. A couple of our friends and family and close loved ones will be there.
I'm going to be signing autographs.
No, you won't.
Nope.
A bunch of supporters
Nope.
from the Brewmasters Club will also be there. We'll have a microphone. We're going to do some live coverage from there as well. So please visit TempleTerraceBrewFest.com to learn more about what you can do. First off, if you live in Tampa or your local semi or anything like that at all, it's a lovely charity. They do a lot of great work, and this is just a great way to not only give back to the community and to fund an organization like Rotary Club, but you get to drink beer.
Yeah.
And a shitload of it.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, a lot.
Yes, you do. Tons of breweries out there, and it's going to be a fantastic time, and we're going to be out there pouring and helping
Yep.
people out and teaching people about the craft beer community.
About beer, yep. So
That's
so
it.
tickets are $32 from now until Friday, I believe.
Okay.
So get them. You have till maybe like Thursday midnight. I don't know. But if you buy them before then, they are definitely $32, and that will get you into the Brewfest, and that is a good goddamn deal. If you
Yeah.
want to bring a driver, that's great. $20, they can come, drink soda for free, hot dogs, all sorts of food.
There
It's
you go.
great. Come on out there. So support local charity, drink good local beer, and have fun.
And bring a friend that's maybe never had a craft beer.
Yeah.
Show them something
That's a
new.
great idea.
Show them something new.
Yep.
Absolutely. So moving on. Now this is the segment of the show. We probably about 18 minutes to fly through this, just so we can keep this under an hour. And we're basically going to talk about some geeky news here. So I had a bunch of notes on here. First off, let's go ahead and move right on to May the 4th be with you, because we missed that yesterday.
We did miss that yesterday.
Yeah.
Well, this
We
was,
didn't miss it. We rescheduled.
I
we
don't.
celebrated.
Yeah.
I don't
in our own-
celebrate that.
You don't celebrate that.
No. Why would I?
What?
I'm a supporter of the Grand Republic. I mean, we don't- the Galactic Empire.
So
I mean,
Laos
we don't-
doesn't support.
Yeah, we
is
don't-
that what you're saying? The rebels? No. Okay.
No, there's no rebellion. What are you talking about? It's crazy.
Well, I support the rebellion. And I did so much for May the 4th be with you that we actually launched the t-shirt line. So visit shop.brewmasters.club. Check out our t-shirts. We got a bunch of ladies shirts, a bunch of men's shirts.
Sweet.
Some of them are fun out there. They're different shit. We got a whole bunch of
How
different,
can we get
different
involved
styles.
with that, Donnie?
Well, you can just simply go to shop.brewmasters.club
Nice.
and you can find the shop there. So check it out. It's a lot of fun. Besides that, speaking of space, did anyone else hear that NASA's new plan to go to Mars has been approved?
No.
Ooh, wait, I thought that was already approved.
I
This is
thought
the
that
one
was
with the no return trip?
No.
Oh.
Well, so
No,
basically,
that's Alien Covenant.
right.
That's a different movie.
Because I thought the no
That's a
return
different
trip
movie.
was next year. I really
Different-
do.
Different movie.
So essentially, there's two big stories here. In let's see, the last week of April, Trump approved a NASA budget that was going to be to the tune of $19.1 billion, which is about $0.2 billion less than what they had last year, which is fine. It's still 0.5%, so half of 8% of the national budget, which is all NASA needs to operate and keep innovating.
Jump
right?
change.
Trump change. I like what you said. Come on, man.
I think he said chump change, but
I'm making your jokes now. Oh, yeah. Please.
Pay you as a writer.
Just hang your head. Just
pay you
My head? How about my hat that I'm clearly wearing?
Just you're done.
Yeah.
So essentially, a week later, NASA responded and they said, "Hey, thanks for the budget. We really appreciate it. We've got a plan." Which they've had in the works for a while.
Sure.
It's essentially in 3 different phases, and I've got a nice little infograph here that we can go through as a group and not show Laos. Essentially, 3 stages again. So there's Earth reliant, so they need Earth. So basically, what they're going to do is, and this is now to the mid 2020s, they're going to throw some science folks up in the atmosphere there, let them kind of feel around and do some.
Like they just
Do
throw
some-
them up there?
Yeah.
Like they're just like,
Come on,
you might
Oh,
float.
my
Hold
God.
your breath.
do one.
give me the old,
Oh God.
that's what you were fishing for.
There he is. There's a guy. Hey, bud.
God, that's horrible.
Essentially, what they're trying to do is they're fishing for commercial development in low Earth orbit, so that's great. And
Good
they're
noise,
also
too.
Yep, and they're also developing new systems to get humans into deep space. So the next phase, right, 2018, 2030, is they're trying to get regularly crewed missions into the Martian of the moon. They call it the celestial space.
Is that the dark side? Or?
Yeah, it's basically the orbit of the moon.
Okay.
So like we have this international space station goes around the Earth, right? We're trying to put a different space station around the orbit of the moon. And what that will be is a refueling station and the jumping off point for the Earth independent phase, the phase 3 of this Mars mission. So essentially between now, stopping in 2018, and then moving all the way to 2030, we will be moving into the proving ground stage where we've got to do basically all the dirty work. So we've got to get, we're going to send a man into deep space, which is basically the other side of the moon for a year or so, and see if this guy doesn't go crazy.
Yeah.
There's a good deal of psychology that's brought into this. There's a good deal of technology and learning how we can survive as a human person out in space that far away for that long, because that's what's going to take for someone to get from Earth to Mars.
Sounds terrifying.
It is terrifying, but there is a certain person out there, they've already been born now, that will go to Mars. I'm telling you guys right now. It could be your kid. Like I'm not lying. Like they're in the right age
It's a little
bracket.
far from home for.
Yeah, that's up to you there, Papa. But go ahead, Lossman.
Well, all I was going to say is basically what we're doing here, or what they're doing here, is they're going to turn the moon into a Wawa. And nope.
Well, it's kind of
much it.
sounds about like
it's going to be a
fueling-
refueling station. So
It will only be a Wawa if they can refuel for free.
Well, and if they can get,
They'll have little creamers sitting
Like their
ice.
tires.
little foot long
Like they're-
hoagies.
No, that's not at all.
That's kind of what's
Are they gonna have a
happening.
cappuccino
It's a
machine on this?
moon Wawa. I'm gonna call it a mama.
No, that's wrong.
Hashtag mama.
That's all wrong.
Can't write it.
That's all wrong. Anyways, it's very
Integrate.
exciting.
It is terrifying and exciting at the same
It's
time.
very exciting.
As long as everything still focuses on making our Earth a better place, and
Yeah, I kind of don't want to raise my children on Mars. I kind of like Earth.
We get a new one.
I mean, at that point they'll
But
be raising
why?
themselves.
We have Earth. Fix
No,
it.
we got Mars too. You guys didn't read?
I
Well,
know.
I think was it
No,
Elon?
continue.
Wasn't Elon Musk gonna be like doing this whole biodome thing where you rebuild Mars and it creates a biodome, and eventually you could turn it into an Earth too or something?
Yeah, like well, he's
talk
got
about that?
he's got an idea to terraform Mars, which is certainly an idea.
I think we shared that on episode 17, 18,
Yep,
19
yep.
or something like that.
Yeah, there's definitely an idea. Elon Musk is actually the second piece of the news here that we can talk about.
Oh,
I feel like you called him Elian.
I did.
And is that like some sort of Cuba?
I mean,
Is that what's going on here?
He's
Like
holding on to a
Mars?
door.
He's like
It's a little Tesla
"Viva
door."
la Mars! Like,
It's a little electric powered door.
yeah, and he's just trying to get by, and then Mars came by, and they took him back, which is of course why
Wow.
we're so upset. Is
I
that
have a
what's
hard
happening
time
here?
pronouncing his
Ooh,
name.
and
so.
just pick one at this point.
Well, that was
Ooh,
clean.
no, please
Good
do.
one,
Yeah. Oh man.
So it's funny that you brought up Mr. Elian Musk.
Guns out.
Elian.
Mars.
Elian Musk. Because the other piece of news that we had.
Elian Gonzalez.
Right.
is
Oh,
who I was thinking of.
now you got it. Wow.
Yeah,
hey,
well, you know
it was
more.
93,
Yeah.
98. I don't know what the
We
fuck.
were alive
Oh,
then.
boy.
The kid was
We
floating
saw
on
that
the
happen.
door for 10 years. Anyways, the last little piece, and we'll do this in 5 minutes here, just to go fast. But Elon Musk does have a new plan. Instead of paddling across the Tampa Bay, he wants to actually go underground to solve our traffic problem. So people say, hey, flying cars. Why don't we get flying cars? Well, because we would have very busy flying car traffic very soon. Air traffic, same way. Why not go under? Well, the reason why is because it's so expensive to bore down below, underneath ground, and to dig and to make an expansion for the subway. And this was proven out in I think it was New York City or Chicago. Basically, they went 2 miles to expand a subway tunnel, and it cost them $2 billion. Expensive as shit, right?
Now.
So what he says is that his little system that he has figured out, or that he is banking on, is that they can actually go by a factor of like 1,000. So imagine if you spent $2 billion for 2 miles. If you can subtract that by 1,000, that's actually pretty good economics. He's talking to the tune of like $200,000 is where he thinks that he can get for 2 miles or whatever. So $100,000 a mile, which makes it a whole lot more effective in terms of like why you're actually trying to bore and then where you're trying to go. So if we can get it to that point,
it may actually be cost effective. And if that's the case, then you can do things like this. And I've seen this video 100 times. So what I'm doing is I'm pulling the video now for Ryan. And actually now it's actually a Baywatch commercial, which is fucked up.
I support this. This is all
silly.
I've been saying this for years.
Check this out. So Dane,
Really?
pull up the link there. So basically, your Tesla's driving on the road, right? And then all of a sudden,
pops out.
there is a slot where the cars come up and go down underground. And if you have not seen this before, it's amazing. And essentially, your car will literally drive itself. So your car is doing this by itself, by the way.
Right, because it's a Tesla.
Because it's Tesla. So the autopilot kicks in. It moves over to a spot in the road. The piece,
Wow,
just
the piece
goes
just starts
down.
going.
And then you stay on a ski, and you hop in line here. And these cars are going over 200 miles an hour at this point. So you're now in your car, not driving, not using gas, not using electricity, but sitting on a sled and going 124 miles an hour.
What?
But
Look at that.
And he thinks that we can go 30 levels down under the ground.
Do you have to be sober to be on this?
No.
Look, they even have
It's
pods.
it's auto
There was
You
pods.
had to drive on it.
Yeah,
at some
and so that's
point.
a customized
That was a
vehicle.
pod back
That's
there.
a mass transit vehicle.
A
So
mass transit.
So you could actually put mass transit vehicles, and now you don't have to drive your own car.
I mean,
that's
that's a
pretty
really neat concept.
That's
It's a beautiful
cool.
idea.
Yeah.
So what he has to do is to figure out, just like he
What
did
a
with
brilliant
batteries,
mind.
with batteries in Tesla, is that the reason he said that Teslas can be so affordable for everybody is because I will make the biggest battery manufacturing facility I can. And he did. The mega factory makes the most amount of batteries as cheap as possible for the longest longevity of batteries. That's why they have a $35,000 Tesla coming out. This fall it is coming out. Cool. So this is an example of saying it's possible, right? If he can reduce costs from a battery like that he did to get to a point of making a $100,000 vehicle $35,000, that's a huge savings in cost.
That's really neat.
So it's very neat, but that's just the kind of guy he is. So it's exciting to follow him and what he does and the thought process he has. But Dane, did you see that? On the I know you saw the notes, but you have a different perspective because you're on a different sector than the public sector. So is there thoughts? Is there rumblings? Is there an idea that you guys have that's different from what we just kind of reveled in over here?
I mean, so we all have to buy a freaking Tesla? Is that what we're saying?
Yep. You gotta buy one tomorrow.
Well, the beauty is the underground tunnels would work with a non-Tesla as well. Any car could drive up on that ski and go down and go.
It'd be like the world's most expensive toll booth. Because
Essentially.
you literally plug in and go, shit,
So
there's $10, and you wind up in Spain, and you'd be like, well, this is kind of worth it.
So they said, how are you going to pay for it? And he said it would be a toll road.
Yeah.
So yes, that would deter some people because it'd probably be $15 to get from downtown to midtown or whatever,
Right.
I mean, that's logical to do that.
Yeah.
But then again, that also keeps that traffic low, right? And it forces you to either pay mass transit or drive your own fucking car and get stuck in traffic.
Yeah.
So
That's really neat.
I'm a huge proponent of making it economical to the point of where if you don't have the disposable income, don't do it, because there are plenty of people, especially in New York City or Chicago, that will pay for that. So
for sure.
It's a technological marvel, I think. But, cool.
Definitely.
All right.
Good idea.
So Dane, I'm sorry we didn't mean to leave you hanging out there, but you were,
No, I was listening.
Yeah,
Good stuff.
Good. Well, anything else, my friend? Any other news? Anything you want to talk about?
Before we sign off, we got a couple more beers.
Yeah.
For real?
Yes.
Sweet.
We're not doing that whole thing, but
You watch y'all rip the knob off, so get after it.
That's my
do
boy.
this one.
What is this one, Johnny?
So this is.
I didn't dress up like the Frito Bandito for nothing.
Do you smell it?
Look how
Anybody who understands the Frito Bandito
frothy that is,
reference.
Yeah. What is
Please
it?
go ahead and like me on
Well, I mean, look, it's
Facebook
coming.
Yeah,
It's
oh, no,
coming.
I know, I see it.
It's a
Anywhere else?
cask ale.
Oh.
Well, that's okay, but it's very, very strong in the whiskey bourbon realm of things.
If rye guys like this now.
Make you feel something.
Yeah, we're
Oh, yeah.
supposed to go out after this tonight.
It'll make you feel
I won't
feelings.
be drinking. I'm only gonna have a sip of this for the taste of drinking craft beer, and I'm a huge fan of Marker 48. Plus, I get to see them tomorrow night at Tampa Bay's Brewing Company's Badass Beer Fest. I got the tickets.
I've never seen such a thing.
I've never smelt such a thing. but it is cask. So.
Oh man.
Oh wow! It smells like a rum and coke.
You guys are all a bunch of bitches because it tastes a lot better than it smells.
It's the smell that's turning me off.
So this is a
it tastes like a rum and coke.
It tastes like rum and coke.
Yeah. Oh,
It
wow.
smells like rum and coke.
Hey, this is up your
Tastes
alley.
like rum and
He's
coke.
even biting his fingernail. He's like, "Oh, really?
This is
Oh,
amazing.
try some."
So this is
got the next flight out.
This is the crowler we got from Marker 48. It is actually
It's very rummish.
It's very rummish.
Yeah.
It is an imperial ale that is it's imperial spiced ale. Excuse me.
Oh, so
That-
it's a rum barrel.
That was aged in a rum barrel. Yeah. So it's very rummy, but it's very good.
I apologize for saying whiskey bourbon. My
Yeah.
nose is all.
Well, when you
off
smell
today,
it, it
so-
smells straight up like booze.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
it's very
very
boozy. For sure.
Or is it very buoy?
But when you actually drink it,
Fuck.
Especially the second
shit outta
taste.
here.
The more you taste
Immediately.
it.
I'm learning from the master over there. I really
I'm
am.
just kidding. It's fine.
it literally does. It does taste very much like a rum and coke.
Yeah.
This is
That's
the
the
weirdest.
Yeah.
That's
This
the
is the
first thing I
weirdest beer.
smelled when I
This is
smelled
the
it. I
weirdest
smelled
beer
rum
I've
and
ever
coke.
had.
I
Ordered
tasted
rum
rum
and
and
coke.
coke and
With a
imagine
hint
you
of
put it on
coffee.
ice too.
Well, that's a
Really have
compliment to
rum
me
and
then,
coke.
because I thought my beer was the weirdest.
Well, weird doesn't always mean bad.
That's true.
I'm just saying, like
You had a
this.
weird beer.
I don't think
No.
this is bad.
No, I don't think it's bad.
So like
at
this is
all.
like in terms of cask
yeah.
ales that you've ever tried, this is probably one of your favorites. Because
Actually,
doesn't-
yeah, you are
It,
right.
like it doesn't.
You are correct.
It
That's
doesn't taste like a
very-
bourbon
It's
barrel.
very rummy.
Well, yeah, it doesn't taste like somebody accidentally dropped a beer in a whiskey cask.
Agreed.
Like
Agreed.
This
Yeah.
actually tastes like it. It tastes like
No,
the
it
other way
tastes-
around.
and
It
no,
tastes like somebody
drink-
dropped a
Yeah, it's nice.
whiskey in
Big
a
gulp.
beer.
Take a
cask.
big gulp out of it. Take a big gulp out of it because when you taste like that,
Sure.
Don't eat twice.
Let's go, Nick.
no, it's smooth.
Thumbs up, right?
It's smooth.
It's how you want a rum and coke to be blended together.
I wish rum and coke tastes like this
That's true.
because it's way less sweet.
Yeah.
It's way less like
It's
a coke.
super
It's more
yummy.
like a beer.
Now, I would like to point out
And it's
that
cask, which is even better.
the carbonation almost actually
That's
like
because it's
compensates.
cows.
Yeah,
Yes,
it pulls you
comes-
right back on target.
It just
Buy
gives
that
you
t-shirt.
that note of
I'm
like,
good,
hey,
by the
this
way.
is actually something that could be drank
thank you.
pretty
But thank you.
regular, like pretty easily.
What's the percentage on that?
10.5.
Hey, there you go, man.
And it's a crowler. Can you define that?
It's a can.
It's a
It's a
can
growler.
Growler can.
Can the three
So
of
there-
you define it at the same fucking time? That'd be great. I'd
You know
really
what's funny
appreciate
is
that.
we were at Mad Beach and they also had the name Crowler on their thing, and I was
Oh,
like, wait,
yeah.
a Crowler, and now it's a can and a growler. So
Well,
it's a
Can you just say
crowler.
big ass can? in the
Well, I told you.
future?
So I just in honor of Market 48, just because they did such a good job and
did.
such a good
They
customer
really
service.
did.
What she did is the Cindy, the GM was there hanging out with me, and she said they got busy and they walked away, and so we had left the bar, and there was a patron there that I was talking to that actually lives near us. So I walked over and said, "Hey man, here's a koozie from us," and I gave it to him. And she grabbed me and she goes, "Hey, I'm so sorry. Like I'm sorry I got busy. Can I get you something?" I was like, "No, I'm good. I'm good." She's like, "No, you wanted to try something. Just tell me what it was." And I'm like, "Okay, like no, I don't need to. I'm fine." She goes, "No, let me get you Crowler, whatever you want." I was like, "Crowler?" I was like, "All right." I was like, "Well, that rum aged spiced ale sound pretty good." And she's like, "All right, fine." So she cracked it open. 2 minutes later, I had this beautiful Crowler.
Cool.
She wrote it on there. So big shout out to Market 48 and
Yes.
and the leadership there.
Yes.
Brewing Florida inspired beers. I mean those few words right there sum up the spring release, this beer here, the personality of the brewery, all of it. It's just great. So big proponent of them, and if you get a chance to get out there, try them out.
I want to go.
We're going.
So now we need to go.
From where you're sitting right now, 32 minutes.
Sweet.
Just go north. That's all.
All right.
Yeah,
Well,
it's
we're
right
going.
there.
Because this is delicious.
Yeah.
And so was the.
We're gonna drop the kids off at
Yeah.
grandma's and head on out.
Do not mix them up. Do not mix that up.
Oh no.
Don't drop the kids off at a brewery and show up at
And
grandma's.
let them.
The worst idea I've ever had.
That's very good. Very good.
Gotta say, man.
Leave them to
All right.
scratch their names into the glass.
So while we all still have our sanity, and before we get totally wasted, guys, thank you so much for tuning in tonight. This has been a very unique episode.
Spook Hill.
Ashley, thank you. Jesus Christ,
I
you
know
want to do
it.
one more?
Well, we have to. We have to bring it out of the
What's
bag.
Spook Hill?
All right, fuck.
We gotta
All
give a
right.
little more
Fine.
love to some Florida craft beer,
Fine,
especially
that's right. That's what I was hoping.
Louse's beer. No, this is Louse's pour.
All right.
Ooh, thank
All
you.
right.
Thank you.
I'm sorry.
You have to.
That's
Ladies
a
and
really
gentlemen,
funky can.
this just in.
So glad you picked up on that.
That's bomb.
I can't forget
So
about
glad
this
you
beer.
picked
Love
This
it.
just in. Before we depart tonight, Jesus Christ, we're gonna do one more.
This is
Yes.
an homage to a trip that me and Donnie took together to Spook Hill, which a lot of people will say the fuck. But a lot of other people will be like, yeah, that's a thing. That's all.
Yeah, what is Spook Hill? Tell us.
Spook Hill is actually, I believe.
Just Google it.
Google that.
Google it.
Quick
Spook
pause.
Google some YouTube
And
videos.
Don't
we're
pause.
Back. Nope. And we're back, and you learned everything about Spook Hill.
That's awesome.
This is time traveling at its best. Come on, guys.
You'll see a link below
Yeah.
in the description.
Yep.
So, in any event, so I had to get this. This is from Red Cypress Brewery. So the Spook Hill, actually talking about the Spook Hill itself, not the actual beer that I'm pouring.
Spooky.
Or the actual spooks.
Okie dokie. A lot of directions we can take on this one. We're not going to take a
It has
single
a really
one.
nice color.
We're not going to take a single direction that has been suggested as of yet. However, the Spook
That's just
Hill.
so very sad. You gotta give access.
I just want to taste this beer and
It's
feel like
phenomenal.
I'm moving forward, even though I'm in neutral.
Interesting.
I just want to hear about this beer.
Yeah, so,
So,
please,
yeah.
can you just give some backstory?
So the
Yes,
Spook
Spook
Hill is
Hill.
actually it's a folklore phenomena, if you will, here in the state of Florida. In any event, Spook Hill is a natural phenomenon. He's gonna keep eating it while I'm wearing it, but it's a natural phenomenon here in Florida where it's my understanding and what I've Googled is it is a sort of an area of a township where it's at an odd angle, and it seems that it seems everything's level, but it's also at an angle at the same time. I know it's a very confusing way to explain
Have
it.
you ever been?
Yes, we've been.
Good.
We've taken a
Sibling
can of
brothers.
Yeah, we
soup.
took a can of soup.
Me
yeah,
and
okay,
Donna.
we rolled it down.
And you
Can
rolled it
bowl.
down?
And we've taken a
Okay.
can of soup
Sponsored.
and we put it
Nice
on the
podcast.
top of the hill, and it rolled up the
Oh,
hill,
the hill.
which is
Yes.
very
It's an
bizarre.
That's why they
evolution.
call it Spook Hill.
Correct.
I've done it myself, but I did it in a car, and we put the car in neutral. And we went
And then you put the soup
uphill.
can behind the car.
right.
And
Campbell's.
So you're smashing SpaghettiOs in the street, and
Chef
everyone's like,
Boyardee going
and-
everywhere.
Everyone's just freaking out, and
And
you're like,
that's why
it's
they-
fine.
it's-
That's what
Your
makes it
meatballs roll
spooky.
uphill.
We've all done it.
We've all done it.
It's fine.
You're not supposed to go uphill when you're in neutral or not even moving
You're
forward.
not supposed
That's
to
the
use SpaghettiOs.
crazy.
This is a trick.
That's the
wanna
crazy
go.
phenomenon. Oh, it's very
Don't
cool.
use SpaghettiOs.
Oh, wow, I just want to
It's like outside the high school of like Winter Haven. It's really weird.
It's a real deep. It's
very weird.
real deep.
Tell me by the
reference.
can.
It's out in Lakeland, right? No,
Winter Haven.
Winter
Winter
Haven.
Haven.
Kind of
It's
close. Ish.
by Bach Tower.
God bless you.
Yes.
So moving on.
Moving on up.
Red Cypress Brewery, fantastic Spook Hill Ale, I guess is it?
So what we've addressed
What's
this
it all?
evening, what would you address this evening? Some really solid Florida ties. So essentially, like this is just one that gives you another little insight as to what the beer situation is in Florida. And the Red Cypress Brewery seems to just get this Spook Hill thing down because it really is a phenomenon. So if you are able to get out there and try it out, it literally is something very weird. I mean, it's like the Loch Ness Monster or
Yes.
Sasquatch, if I will.
Twilight.
Something
Zone.
that shouldn't
If you
be
can catch
happening.
them.
Only if you can catch him. If you can't catch him, this is nothing like that.
Yeah,
but
it's not like that at all. Don't
this
even
is-
drink that.
it is weird, and I encourage every single one of you guys to Google it and then to hashtag Brewmasters Club Cast and let us know what you think, because the Spook Hill, which is weird as it sounds, it literally does it makes when you're there at the spot, which is a sign by the side of the high school, whatever the hell it is. Like your car goes uphill while you're sitting in it in neutral, and it's bizarre looking. Like
Down.
clearly, it's very easy to explain, but it looks very bizarre.
Yes.
So I would
Absolutely.
encourage everybody to go check it out if
very
you're in the area.
spooky.
Yeah, it's spooky.
It's quite spooky.
I would encourage. Maybe they probably got a cool Halloween thing going on. I don't know.
Oh,
Yeah,
that'd be a great place to have a
Judging
beer
by the
fest.
hands on the can.
Sponsored by Spook
just
Hill
love that
Halloween
can.
Fest.
Yeah.
Can.
It is-
I
it
think
is
that
cool.
is
It is a
ridiculous.
cool hand.
One
Yeah.
The
sweet
colors,
can.
that red, the tree is absolutely wonderful. The cypress is
It's
great.
a great psychedelic.
It
It's
encompasses
bomb.
everything that's going
yeah,
on.
it's
But
cool.
We can talk about that can all day long. Guys,
We
where
can.
can they find you all? First off, Mr. Dano, thank you so much for tapping in from the...
Thank you for being our live
Yep.
audio viewer.
Boots on the ground.
Filmed in front of a live studio audience of one person day. Yes, good job. Where
You can find me at DTMert on Twitter and also in my bed.
but don't find him there because
Yeah,
he's
not
married
there.
and has kids. So sorry, ladies.
Very tricky
Off
to find him
limits.
there. Very
Mr.
tricky.
Mr. Louse Man.
You can find me at Mr. Louseman. That's the end of that.
Nice.
In general. Yep. Short and sweet. Like me. Not in the sack, though.
You can find me at BrewedBoy813, brewing a beer in Donnie's kitchen. All right.
Ashley.
If you want, you can find me on Instagram at Ashley Market. That's it.
And Ashley actually is here. She's a special guest, and she also does some custom clothing.
Yep.
And she's on Etsy.
Yep.
Talk about that,
my
maybe.
business name is Maddie Jean Apparel. You can find me on Instagram on Maddie Jean Apparel.
Perhaps you plug that, maybe, right?
Yeah, you can plug that. I do a lot of custom things, so look me up.
She's actually very, very, extremely talented, and she's a seamstress.
Yep, seamstress.
Seamstress,
I make
yes, I
kids'
love it.
clothes, accessories, you name
Yep.
it.
And she also provides great insight on podcasts. So, thank you, Ashley.
Thank you, sir.
And she keeps me in line.
Right, of course, which we all have to. She has to do.
Yep, I do.
You can find me and, of course, all of us at Brewmasters Club Cast on Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, whatever you may do. Hashtag Brewmasters Club Cast if you want to enjoy or intervene with what we talk about, suggest things. You can always email us too, info at brewmasters.club. It'd be a great way to just contact us directly. So find us online, find us on YouTube, find us on Instagram and everything else. We love you guys. Thank you so much for paying attention and being here tonight.
Yep.
Have a great night. Cinco de Mayo.
Happy Cinco!
Woo! All right, cheers.
Nice.
Cheers. Thank you, Ryan, for your beers. This
Cheers,
is great.
Ryan.
We love you guys. We will see you next time. Thank you again. Be safe, everyone.
Arrivederci. Okay, everyone just spat.
Good
Everyone
job.
spat. Everyone spat.
I thought I was.
Ay,
close.
caramba.
You've been listening to the official podcast of the Brewmasters Club, Craft Brews and Geek News. Grab a beer with the guys and be sure to subscribe to catch additional content. Add this podcast to your favorite RSS feed or iTunes. Chat with the guys on Twitter at Brewmasters Club and Facebook and online at www.brewmasters.club. Cheers!